financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is the 3-point retirement plan. Brian Small, good morning.
Good morning, Ken. Pleasure to be here this morning.
Jeffrey Linden.
Good morning, Ken.
Patrick Sinesco.
Good morning. How are you?
So, 3-point retirement plan, think maybe it's on my mind or something, boys?
Getting close.
I don't know why.
Getting close.
I don't know. It's like the hair isn't very gray, Ken. I don't know.
Oh, no. It's beautiful.
I may look
We're
46,
pulling that out
but I
already?
feel 67. How's that?
67.
67. 67 and still...
You know what's funny? We
running.
started when you were 57, and I'm 57, and it seems like 10 minutes we went in 10 years. So you got to plan for this stuff because it goes
Is it
fast.
10 years?
It's pretty
Yeah.
darn close to 10
That's-
years, yeah.
I keep having a lot of those thoughts, is that it seems like yesterday. I remember when I turned 50, the 50 party. I went on a cruise. I dropped a weight on my toe and broke my toe. I tell that story like it was yesterday. From 50 to 67, then I go, okay, 67, add 17 years to that, that's 84.
Yeah, but here's what'll
And
happen.
I go, I feel like I felt like when I was 50. Am I going to feel at 84 like I'm 67?
You'll think you will, but the problem will be that you will be telling the toe story 4 and 5 times a day
Probably
to
so.
the same people.
Probably so. Well, we'll test that out today and see if I tell the same stories more than once during the course of the show. All right, so here, the 3-point retirement plan. First of all, let me start off by saying it's not revealed to you at a fancy dinner that you're invited to with a mailer to go to Fleming's or Andiamo's to get a presentation and get a free steak. You can't get the 3-point retirement plan with a free meal.
I am personally convinced, by the way, that those free steaks are not the same steak that they give at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
normally.
Oh, no, they are, because I do them all the time. They are. Same steak, same menu, same
Okay.
everything.
Second thing, the 3-point retirement plan is not a fancy algorithm. So I'm not going to give you a software code. It's 3 simple points. Own your home free and clear, have no debt, and have some savings in the bank. It is not the plan designed to take the guy or the woman who already has a net worth of $5 million and how do they want to manage themselves in retirement. They need the fancy dinner. They need all the, they can pursue that advice. This is the plan for the person who's in his 40s and 50s who really has not started on a bona fide goal and plan to retire, doesn't have any savings, still has debt, still has a mortgage. What is he supposed to do to get himself to a position where he can actually retire and have peace of mind?
You know, I teach the elder law class at Michigan State Law School, and we had this class on Tuesday. A third of our class is on financial planning, just about. Because the good old days, to have your 3-point retirement plan, you had 3 legs of the stool to make sure it was accomplished. And every retirement plan back then had 3 legs: Social Security, pension, in a 401k plan or your retirement accounts. Nowadays, who has a pension? Brian, are you going to have a pension from THAV GROSS?
No,
I don't
unfortunately,
think so.
no. It's not
So
gonna
it's
exist.
Social Security, and no one's saving anymore. So now it's not even 2 legs; it's only 1 leg. So it's so
And
important to start.
not even everyone has 1 leg, because there are people that
Not
only want to
contributing.
work for cash.
Yeah,
You know,
there.
I only want to work for cash. I don't want to pay any
Don't
taxes.
pay myself. Don't pay
You know,
myself.
that's that's
Which is funny because just yesterday I had 2 clients in the office. One, a retired federal employee, fantastic pension, waiting till she's age 70 to collect Social Security, boatload of money in the bank, and she is great in retirement, and she's scared to death. The next client, he was a truck driver on his own, him and his wife only collecting Social Security, not a lot of money in the bank, and he was more, he has way less than she does, but they're both worried about the same thing, running out of money. People are more worried about, am I going to have enough money to live on versus will I be healthy? They're more worried about running out of money.
Yeah, because I guess in some respects you think you can control running out of money. Being healthy, you don't necessarily have a control factor to do, although you should take care of yourself, do your exams, and so on and so forth. Let me put on an example up on the board. Larry and Debbie, L&D, lots of debt. Anyone get the relationship there, Larry? Did you guys pick up on that?
We got it. Because
Fred,
you know why? Wait, you know why? Because right in the outline,
there.
it says right underneath Larry and Debbie,
lots of debt. Okay. Fred and Clara.
Wait, can I help? Let me try.
Yes.
Free and clear?
Yes.
Gosh.
Okay. So here are their numbers. For Larry and Debbie, they've got a house payment of $2,500, taxes and insurance, car payments, car insurance, credit card debt. They're making $1,000 a month payment on their credit cards. Utilities $400, phone, internet $200, food, entertainment $1,500. Their budget's $7,225 a month. Fred and Clara, same expenses except no house payment, no credit card debt. Their budget is $2,950 a month. Now let's look at their retirement income. Larry and Debbie, Social Security, 5% return on $500,000 that they have in savings in the bank. Total, $5,833. Net, they're negative $1,342. Same numbers for Fred and Clara. Because they don't have a house payment, they don't have credit card debt, they're positive $2,883. So the point here is this. If you can just get to the point where you have zero debt and you have no house payment, your Social Security and some supplemental income, if you've got some savings or some retirement money, is going to keep you flush and cash positive in retirement. But if you don't, you're in the negative. Now we're going to take a break, we're going to analyze, and we're going to look and see what should Larry and Debbie do to be like Fred and Clara. We have a program. We've already developed it and put it in place, and we've been waiting for the rollout for the moratorium to go down. It's called the Eviction Defense Program, the EDP by THAV GROSS, and we've developed it and put it in play. But here's the big point, which you were making. You're going to get evicted if you're a tenant, and you need to get on top of this, and you need to defend it, and you need to do everything you can to protect your interests. And the last thing that you want to do is do nothing.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
I love you too. Bye-bye. That was Jerry. Emma just said her first word.
Oh.
Jerry says hello and they'll be over soon.
Who's Jerry? Is he a friend of yours?
No. This Jerry. Our Jerry. And this is his wife and their little girl.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Okay. All right, so let's first focus on how do you perceive and how do you make this plan work? Okay, it's easy to say something, but doing it is another thing. And I think the critical first step is you have to commit to the plan. And when you commit to the plan on the house, you're immediately committing to two things. You are taking off the board the concept of refinancing, pulling cash out to roll over your credit card debt, which the mortgage industry and the credit card industry together, they have a handshake, want every American to do that. No matter what they tell you, they want you to do that. The credit card companies want you to run your credit cards up as fast as you can, so you're paying them as much interest as you can, and then when you get to the top and you have no available credit, they want you to go refinance your house, make the mortgage brokers happy, pull that cash out, pay them down on the credit cards. The mortgage guy's happy because now he's sold a mortgage. And the credit card companies are happy because now they can give you another $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 of available credit. It's best we can do there. Maybe that's part of the age. And then you'll start paying them their 20% interest, and you'll go through that cycle again. You have to get rid of that concept. You have to commit to, I'm going to get this house paid off. And
Well, wait, before you go there, recognize that whatever the plan is, it doesn't, thinking about it and trying to implement it yourself quite often are two different things. When people sit down and they say, yep, we got to do this, the problem is they've still got all that credit card debt. The house payment is still due. And it's a great concept, Ken, that own your own house free and clear, have no debt, and have money in the bank. The question is what steps do they have to take to get there?
Well, it starts 20 years earlier.
No.
When you're buying the house, don't buy the big mansion. Buy the one that you can afford and get it paid off.
Take
It's
15
too
years.
late for
15
20
year
years
mortgage.
earlier.
Well, there's a lot of people watching this show, though.
Right.
So the kids are watching because their parents are in so much trouble. Hopefully, they can learn by example.
Right,
that
live within your means.
You got to live under your means, because if you live within your means, you're just paying everything off. You got to be able to pay yourself and to pay for your retirement, which is making sure that you're paying off the mortgage. What about the question that I get all the time? Hey, people tell me I shouldn't pay off my mortgage because I get the tax deduction. It's my only tax deduction.
Woohoo!
You know what?
There is no tax deduction.
I run into that question too. And if you're in your 40s, you're making your mortgage payment, you got your interest deduction, you're itemizing your deductions, fine.
If you're itemizing.
Yeah, if you're itemizing. Right. But if you're in this mode, like what Brian is saying, if you're 50 and you haven't started out the right way, but you want to get there now, and you've got the credit card debt and you've got the mortgage payment, You can forget about carrying. Your goal is get that mortgage paid off and get rid of the credit card debt. Now you were saying, what's the next thing? I said number 1 is commit to the plan, and then 2, you got to eliminate that credit card debt as quickly as possible. That's the second thing. If you're carrying $100,000 of credit card debt or $60,000, $70,000 of credit card debt, you're taking that money, paying the interest, where that money could be going to paying down the balance on the principal on your mortgage. And you've got to get rid of the credit card debt. Now,
we do have numerous different ways to get rid of that credit card debt.
and I know that's what you want to talk about, but so go ahead.
Okay.
How do you get rid of
I'm just going to say that quickly. We could look at bankruptcy. We can look at debt resolution, and we can look at creating a plan to get you out of debt over a period of years, a short period of years, through budget management.
Right. Now, I want to push the button now and turn you off for a second and say, are any of those points on this part of the outline that we're supposed to be covering now?
Of course not.
Okay.
Why would I pay attention to the outline?
Okay. So, I just wanted to raise that. All right. So,
It was like a teaser.
one of the things on paying off your house that I want to say, but you're right, because you have to get rid of the credit card debt. But on paying off the house, if you got a 30-year mortgage, and you're 55, and you say, all right, I want to retire at 70. I got 15 years to pay off the mortgage. You don't have to refinance into a 15-year mortgage. All you have to do is run an amortization schedule and go online and say, what payment do I have to make to have the mortgage debt paid off in 15 years? It'll compute the money, and now you know the extra principal to pay every month. You commit to doing that, and it's hard the first 2-3 months. Then once you do it, you start feeling good about it, and then it becomes a habit, and then it's not hard to commit to it. You just automatically do it, and then
Make it a goal.
And what the money that you have left is what you live on. But you do have to get rid of the credit card debt. And then on that one, you've got the issue. Yeah, you see the commercials, SoFi, they're all the time I'm seeing them on TV and on Facebook. Oh, we'll refinance your credit card debt at a lower interest rate. Well, I went on their website. Their interest rates range from 5% to 19.63%. The median is 12%. If you end up refinancing your credit card debt at 12%, you're not going to get the debt paid off very quickly. The question is there a better solution? And that's where, going back, I'm now push your button back again, and that's where debt resolution we talk about on the show is settling outside of bankruptcy or bankruptcy. And as a general rule, what's the best way to get rid of credit card debt?
So,
What's the goal?
eliminate it as fast as possible at the least cost. Period.
You got that right.
I do.
Okay. So how do you make that decision or that assessment in 30 seconds?
The analysis is we're going to look at income and expenses, the budget of the people. We're going to look at their assets and their and take the big picture and figure out what's the best plan for them. As I said, sometimes bankruptcy is the right solution. Sometimes debt resolution is the right solution. And sometimes creating a plan that looks at living within your means through budget management and getting you out of debt over a short period of time is also the plan. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and as we head into the break, remember this: the solution and the problem are individual to the individual.
On that note, we will take a break. We have a program. We've already developed it and put it in place, and we've been waiting for the rollout for the moratorium to go down. It's called the Eviction Defense Program, the EDP by THAV GROSS, and we've developed it and put it in play. But here's the big point, which you were making. You're going to get evicted if you're a tenant, and you need to get on top of this, and you need to defend it, and you need to do everything you can to protect your interests. And the last thing that you want to do is do nothing.
You're all set to retire. You have your home paid off, money in the bank, and sound investments. But if you're not careful, all the things that you work so hard for can disappear. At Samasco Financial, we'll help you prevent that. We go beyond ordinary asset management. We'll safeguard everything that you have by creating a plan made specifically for you. How much can you afford to lose? Nothing. Protect the people that you love and the things that you have. Call Samasco Financial today.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. So I want to remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 o'clock a.m., Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m., and on KISS 105.9, 7 o'clock Sundays every morning. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. We do them via Zoom conferences, teleconference, or in office with proper social distancing in place during COVID. Just call 888-235-HELP or go online and sign up. Debt issues with Brian, tax issues with Jeff and Brian, estate planning issues with Brian, business issues with myself, elder law issues with Pat, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Just come in, request a free consult. We're happy to help you out. Our free consults are not meet and greets. We analyze your problem, we look at it, we come up with the solution that you need to do so you know what the method and process is to solve the problem, what it costs, and what the time frame is. Easiest way is just call us, 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. We'll get you in and go over it. We have free reports on the websites. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by myself and Jeff Linden. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formation, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And also The Retiree's Guide to Social Security from Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so summarizing this plan, the key is, if you're watching the show and you've watched our other shows, we've done many shows focusing on how the bankruptcy process works, how debt resolution works. The message of this show is the broader picture. You've got to commit to the plan and the three-point plan, and then once you commit to it, then you have to investigate how do you get there. And we can help you in that decision-making process as to what's the smartest way, but you have to buy into the plan. And let me just say, if you get to the point where you have retired Social Security income, you know it's coming, and everyone can go online and figure out how much it's going to be. The government tells you. And if you can wait till 70, you see the number goes up, and I'm going to talk to Pat about that in a second. And you have zero debt and you know your expenses, you get peace of mind very quickly that says, I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to be comfortable in retirement.
Or it'll scare the crap out of you and know that you got to keep working for a while. You can't retire.
Correct, because if you have that mortgage and you're carrying credit card debt, you have to have a lot of money coming in every month in order to cover your nut. So we did that. What do we do about savings? All right, so let's say I've gotten, the mortgage is being paid off, it's right on schedule. I've gotten rid of the credit card debt, and I've got an extra $1,500 a month coming in that I'm putting into savings. Where do I put it? Do I put it in the market? The market's going up and down like a roller coaster.
Well, it's individual to the individual.
Oh my God. On that
I
note,
heard
then
that.
I'm going to have to push Pat's button.
Well,
Jeff, what can we talk about? Because I've got both of them on off right now.
So the thing is, we're in a very precarious time in the stock market. Inflation's going up. First time ever, we got a 5% increase in our Social Security checks that were just announced, the cost of living adjustment, which was held down for the last bunch of years. The economy, we don't know what's going to go on. But if you're putting in $1,500 a month into savings, over the long run, the stock market will outperform all other investments out there, especially when you're looking at interest rates in the bank being virtually zero.
Yeah.
They're not even keeping up with close to being in inflation.
But
So
how do you know what your long run is? Because your long run might be shorter than others, and you could hit the dip in the market.
Well, but that's okay. When you're putting in at a monthly basis, if I buy Apple stock and it's $100 a share today, and then a month from now the stock market crashes and I buy Apple stock at $10 a share, it averages out. It's called dollar cost averaging. So putting in on a monthly basis, the ups and the downs do not matter at all.
When you do dollar cost averaging, do you have to commit to buying the same units each
No, I
each
think it's
monthly
more
investment, or is it
important.
just by putting the same amount of money into the
That's
market
the
each
key.
month?
Yeah, and so for my daughter, she just started out. I said, you want to be in the most aggressive funds that the federal government offers, because over the long run, they're going to outperform everything else. But you can't pull out if you see the big drop, because people think the stock market does great. It does, but not for people. The stock market does great, but people pull out when the market's dropping. And if you pull out when the market's dropping, you guaranteed your loss, right? If you're good, you got to keep in the same funds. There's more money that went into the market the year before the 2008 crash than the year after the 2008 crash, which is completely opposite. So you put the money in. The more important thing is keep it going in on a monthly basis and don't look back.
All right,
just keep it going.
We have 1 minute left. What about Social Security? Should you wait till 70 to collect, or should you start collecting at 66?
If I told you that there was an investment out there that would pay 8% per year for the rest of your life, you would be driving over a kitten in the parking lot to get to that bank.
I would.
That's Social Security. Every year you wait, it's an 8% increase.
So as long as you think you're healthy and you're going to...
It's not how healthy you are, it's how healthy your wife is, because she's going to live to 100. And it's like a $300,000 difference.
She gets the benefit.
Yeah. So
she's
it's all
taking
like
half of my benefit.
This is the rule. The higher earning Social Security recipient in a married couple should always wait as long as they can. If the husband's earning more, he should wait till he's 70, and the wife should start collecting immediately. Because when he dies, she can switch to his.
That's a wrap. So, 3-point retirement plan. Own your house free and clear, 0 debt, cash in the bank. Talk to Pat how to invest it. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality. Thanks for listening and watching.